We're back on your coffee break. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and I'm joined now by Josh Fisher. And we're going to take a look today at the front pages of our HAN Network newspapers this week. Josh?
Yes, we are, Kate. And we'll start off with the New Canaan Advertiser. All sorts of things going on the front page of the Advertiser this week. Sad story, of course, about this woman from out of town who, it looks like right now, she killed herself, but it was on someone's property. It doesn't seem like she's necessarily related to those people.
Connected to them, right.
So she was from Queens and somehow ended up in New Canaan and shot herself. But then some more positive news. They had the annual Easter egg hunt at the Young Women's League in New Canaan runs over at Waveney Park today. A nice photo there by Michael Katarivas of the chaos that is an egg hunt on a big lawn. And then some people are also leaving bags of poop.
Dog poop.
Dog poop. No, we assume it's dog poop.
Let's clear that up.
I
know the Milford Answer Book once had a typo where they didn't mention that you needed to pick up your dog feces. So there was an issue.
There's no word on whether or not Greg Riley actually tested this to make sure it's all dog poop, but they are. It's an annual problem in New Canaan. People kind of walk. They leave it all in the same spot.
It's been a problem in Trumbull too. When people don't see a garbage can, they just. But what's the point of bagging it and then just leaving it behind?
Right.
Just find a garbage can for it. Not nice. Anyway, well, I'm taking a look at the front page of the Trumbull Times, a story that I remember covering when I was editor there, which was a wall repair at Madison Middle School is now leading to some conflict between Democrats and Republicans because apparently the Republican Town Committee took a donation from this contractor that did that wall repair, which was, according to First Selectman Tim Herbst, an emergency repair. There was no bid involved. They just kind of gave it to this company. So it seems like there's some conflict there with that, as well as an adorable dog photo by Lisa Romanchik with Romeo the bulldog being toweled off after a dog cleaning event at the Trumbull Agri-Science and Biotechnology Center. So very cool there. And census data leading a push for Tim Herbst to add a new senior center, to build a new senior center in Trumbull. I know that's causing a lot of discussion. And something we mentioned earlier this week on Coffee Break, survey results showing that there's been a decrease in students who are drinking alcohol and using marijuana. Interesting data there.
Yeah. Over in Reading, this will affect a lot of morning commutes, certainly. Route 53, which runs through the town, connects Reading with Bethel, and on the other side it leads toward Norwalk through Wilton, will be closed on the Umpqua Road intersection, which is up towards the north end of Reading, toward West Reading and Bethel. So 42 days.
Yeah.
What are the chances? What are the chances of the state actually getting that done in 42 days?
Yeah.
So, and then there's some nice pictures here of Joe Barlow High School's winter play taking it took first place at the Connecticut Drama Festival.
That's great.
So great news for those kids out there.
Very cool. All right. Well, I'm taking a look at the front page of the Shelton Herald. A young Shelton girl designed Race for the Cure t-shirts. Very cool story there. An interesting story that I know a lot of towns are probably looking at. Mayor Mark Loretti has proposed a budget with no tax increases, which has happened in the past. And in fact, one year he proposed a tax decrease not so long ago. So I know a lot of people pay attention to that. One thing about Shelton, the taxes are quite low. And a man charged in gun thefts. This theft happened in November 2015, and he stole a safe that had several guns in it, and he's just been captured. So that's the Shelton Herald this week.
And then in Easton, Kate, you're a big fan of these bear sighting stories.
Yes.
There's a little when this first photo came out here, and I know it's small on the front page there, it looked like it was photoshopped.
Doesn't it? It does.
Because there's that fire hydrant. There's a fire hydrant there in the backyard. But apparently it's a New York City issued fire hydrant that the family has in the back. And I guess they must have dogs that need to know where to go.
It does look quite photoshopped, though. It does.
And so it's a dark bear, and so it's the season. They're waking up, getting ready to go find their Easter eggs.
All right. Well, I am taking a look at the front page of the Monroe Courier. Interesting lead photo, a little black and white action with some red heels. It's a little
I like it.
Aussie.
Yeah.
But it's almost time for Walk a Mile in Her Shoes, which is a big Milford campaign, and a lot of towns get involved in it. It supports the Center for Family Justice, so very cool photo there. And a story we mentioned earlier this week on Coffee Break, which is the teen that was killed in a fatal accident last week, being remembered as a passionate animal lover, and that accident also leading to a lot of questions of safety on that road, which is Garter Road in Monroe, which, like many of our towns, there's a lot of narrow dirt roads. So some questions being asked there.
Over in Darien, lead story here is about weird neighbors objecting to some sort of redevelopment, which is weird in Darien and weird in any of these towns around Connecticut. You know, neighbors are normally so into things changing around them, Kate. These are the old Town Hall homes, which is a senior living center right on the Post Road. Also, the police commission returned those 2 suspended police officers who were put on leave after they were caught shooting holes into cars.
Yeah, interesting story there, Josh. All right. Well, I am taking a look at the front page of the Stratford Star. A lead story, and I know it's a feature that's also up on StratfordStar.com right now, but a town man seeking help as his wife and newborn son recover in hospitals. There's much more on that story, as we said, at StratfordStar.com, but Melvin Mason did a great job there. A story we've been bringing you the last couple of weeks, the Forest Commission endorsing a beaver trapping ban. Now, this is interesting because there's a lot of coverage in the Stratford Star about these beaver traps that were being set, and it led to a lot of outrage. And they've actually listened, and they're going to remove the traps.
What I wonder is, are there like a bunch of old traders that live in Stratford who are collecting these beavers to trade the pelts with the Indians or something to get?
There is a beaver dam road in Stratford. I wonder if that's kind of their
beaver trading post.
Yeah, beaver trading post.
Our friends across the state line over in Lewisboro, the Lewisboro Ledger, controversy stirring in Golden's Bridge, where there's a proposal for affordable housing in that somewhat rural community of Lewisboro, of course. And so some other state work, state's changing its prescription procedure. The prices will drop for people in the iStop program. And some more restoration work over there at Oldfield Preserve, which is a very great place there in Lewisboro. It's a nice little open space area, and Lewisboro's full of some beautiful open space and hiking trails.
Gorgeous. All right. Well, nearby, we're taking a look at the Ridgefield Press. There's going to be an informational meeting, hearing Monday in town, where the school board will go over how it spends $140 million, which is proposed for their budget this year. That's a great idea to kind of break it down and show people where that money is going. And the staff of the Ridgefield Visiting Nurse Association lined up outside their new facility on Wednesday morning for its first portrait. So their brand new facility, which has been in the works for quite a while, is now complete. So some good news there.
It is. In Wilton, the annual list of the highest paid workers in town, of the 20 highest paid town employees, 12 were employees of the Wilton Police Department. Kind of typical. Usually the police get a lot of overtime, often not paid by the town, paid by, that's subcontracted out. And then they tore down this house on Ridgefield Road in Wilton. It was one of the last 3 Victorian Italiante villa-style houses in Wilton. 160-year-old house was torn down this past week. The Schlichting House. I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, that's
Kate.
a tough one.
I don't know about you, but there's a cute picture of an Easter bunny on the bottom there with some familiar children.
Oh, yes, I see that. All right, well, taking a look at the front page of the Milford Mirror. Some stories that we've been following. A lot going on in Milford recently, but Christy Carlson Romano is shooting a movie on the Milford Green. That was just happening last week. It's going to be a Christmas movie. Sounds interesting. And the family of Marin Sanchez filing a civil suit against the family of Christopher Plaskin, who is charged in her murder, and the school system for not preventing that murder from happening. It occurred at Jonathan Law High School. And traffic is also the focus of a housing hearing. Seaside Avenue Affordable Housing protested. A lot going on, I know, at Planning and Zoning in Milford.
And a nice coupon for a good deal on an oil change.
Yeah, not bad.
There
Very cool. So you can get that too when you pick up your Milford Mirror.
Over in Weston, once again, we have another story about salaries, which is typical this as budget season heats up. And there, once again, of the 20 highest paid Weston town employees, 14 were police officers in Weston. I wonder if they have many more police officers than that in Weston. We also have some nice cute pictures of some of the newest members of Wells Hills Farm there in Weston. Looks like some cute little calves.
Oh, they are cute.
Are they those
That's
calves or
perfect
goats?
Spring photo. No, those are calves.
Yeah.
I think. Yes.
Cool.
I mean, we're animal experts here.
We are.
JM,
I wonder what veal looks like.
Oh.
So, and then another black bear. Beware.
Oh,
There are
beware.
black bears,
They're out
rabid
and about.
animals. Patty
They're
Gay's
out of
on the case.
hibernation.
So,
Yeah.
all right, what else we got?
All right, well, finally, just taking a quick look at arts and leisure this week. Interesting piece on Stephen Schwartz, who is, of course, the famous composer. He's, composed music for Wicked, among countless other plays. He's going to be appearing at the Ridgefield Playhouse on Saturday, April 2nd for a conversation and some music. So, cool event there. Obviously, also a lot more going on in arts and leisure, including some great recipes.
And one thing we forgot, Kate, is that the Darien Answer book, which is now Darien with an exclamation mark on there, is out in this week's issue. A lot of great answers.
It looks great.
Yeah,
Beautiful photo on the cover,
Greg
too.
Bartlett edited that for Darien this year. And yeah, cool photo. I assume that Brian Haefele took
yeah.
it. Right? That's what we have to assume because he takes all those
Him
great
or
photos.
Ian, right?
Yeah. So it looks really nice. Check
Ian
it out.
actually took that one.
Oh, good job, Ian.
Good job, Ian. All right. Well, we are going to step out for a break. When we come back, special this week, something we usually do on CT Pulse on Wednesdays, but Doug Smith is going to join us, and we're going to look at this week's editorial cartoons coming up after this.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. The construction is incredible, whether it's the floors, the fireplace, the moldings, the lighting. It's as peaceful as my home was in the middle of the woods. It feels like a house. It does not feel like a condo or a townhome. I feel like I'm in my house.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
For over 25 years, Mike Cizik Painting and Wallpapering has been the name to know for residential and commercial properties in Fairfield County. He uses only the top brands, including Benjamin Moore, for impeccable preparation and lasting quality. Call Mike now and receive $500 off any job over $7,000. Mike is currently accepting reservations for spring, so call him today at 203-770-8869 or 203-972-3310. For your custom painting, finishing, and staining needs, it's Mike Cizik.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure every Thursday at 2 on the HAN Network.
I'm Denise DiGregoli, the host of The Drive on the HAN Network. Join me Tuesdays for some motivational, intelligent talk with a little humor as we visit with people who live their lives mindfully. Tune in to The Drive live on Tuesdays, 12:30, here on the HAN Network.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter, and I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
And it's time to start drawing some conclusions with our editorial cartoonist, Doug Smith. Doug, this might be my favorite one yet, my favorite opener. What is happening here?
I'm with the founding fathers there.
You're cartoon bombing them.
You know, you're the only one in a hat. Is that proper to wear that indoors,
Well, I'm just
Doug?
covering up my ugly head there because I didn't have the
You didn't have the
powdered
wig.
Yeah,
You didn't have the
exactly.
wig. Okay, I get it. All right, Doug, so we're going to be taking a look at some cartoons you shared with us this week. Let's start with the first one, Eric. Maybe.
Eric, it's not Good Friday yet.
That's all right. You can just. All right, 830G. Wow, that statute is really outdated.
I know it's an ongoing thing in Milford and a lot of other towns. So you're talking about, I guess the mayor decided he went to Hartford and complained that it was outdated and outmoded and one size did not fit all. So
right. So I like your idea of making it an old scroll. Very cool. And now tell us about this one, Zombie House?
That's in Lewisboro. That was a phrase coined by one of the heads of the town there, claiming, that they got to revitalize the town somehow. There's a lot of empty houses that aren't selling and are just going to rot.
I like that. Zombie House. All right, tell us about this
silly
one.
play on words. Just the health department wants to remind everyone in Monroe to test your wells.
I love that one. Okay, I don't like the looks of this. Uh-oh. What finance board is chopping
That's
their
in
budget?
Ridgefield. They were talking about cutting some budgets. Nothing definite yet, but
I'm sure most finance
Who's
boards.
under that mask?
I don't know.
Yeah, which
I-
Ridgefield Board of Finance members?
Sort of my physique
Let's
there. Maybe I
start.
used myself as a template.
Oh, beavers. Oh, tell us. I just mentioned that
I know.
Stratford
I was
had
just,
a beaver
right,
dam road.
in Stratford, Beaver Dam Road.
Then they think it's cute we build dams. The next thing we know, they're trying to kill us.
Yep.
But there's been a conclusion finally this
Oh,
week.
has
They're
there?
going to stop trapping the beavers.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yes, which is going to hurt the beaver pelt trading business in Connecticut.
On Beaver Dam Road.
I was looking forward to one of those like beaver pelt top hats, from the 19th century.
It's going to trade that for my Easter ham.
Now tell us a little bit about this one, Doug.
Some more dad humor there.
Dad
Trefoil
humor.
Park was just sold in Trumbull.
I love it. Oh, what's this one about?
This is you were just mentioning the pieces in Wavenly. So we got
It's almost like a Clifford, kind
exactly
of.
the
Yes.
big red dog. Always wonder what would happen with the St. Bernards.
That would be a big mess, yes. Oh, it's
And-
bear season.
Yep. So you were just mentioning the bears, and we had
Correct.
Black Birch Court, so I just changed it to Black Bear Court.
I like it.
Nice.
We've been getting our bear spottings that
And
happen.
I used the same cartoon for a couple of the towns which had streets
Oh,
which had
Black
the name
Bear
Black in
Road.
it.
I like that. Make
Nice.
it work for several. Oh, look at that.
Blackberry Hill Road.
Blackberry Hill Road.
A little bit of a reach,
Yeah.
but
How do you
it worked.
decide like how well these animals can spell? Because I know sometimes like they misspell or maybe put their R backwards.
Well, this is one of
but
those
here-
trained bears.
Yeah, they're good.
Bears are
Bears are
smart,
smart,
yeah.
right? That's why they sleep through the winter.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
So after the bears, I went back and I looked over nearly a decade's worth of cartoons, and I saw that bears were a real prevalent theme in a lot of my cartoons.
Yeah.
With
So these are some throwbacks?
Exactly.
There aren't many bears around here. What the newspaper meant to say was there was beer in the area on Roosevelt Drive. Look at his human mask. I
Yep.
like it. And tell us about this one.
This was in Fairfield. I just did a little blurb there about the bears going to Wilson's Barbecue, a famous barbecue place. And I think it was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. But what happened was the owner of the Wilson saw that, loved the cartoon. I brought him the original, ended up getting a free meal out of it.
Nice.
So I was thinking, maybe I should use this power for,
Yeah.
except
More-
that it turned out that Wilson's didn't even advertise with us, and they were sort of, in a sense, getting free advertising. So it was kind of,
That's
let's
why.
not do that.
Well, yeah. At least you got a meal out of it.
Exactly.
And tell us about this one.
That was just a generic, they overdevelop our territory, and then they yell at we're encroaching.
Very true. Good point there.
This was during one of the cold snaps.
Oh my gosh, which we haven't had to experience this year,
No.
thank goodness. But whew. All right, and what
And
about
here's
this
some
one,
more
Doug?
along the lines of Wavenly there with the feces.
That's a little bit of to the Charmin, a little ode to the Charmin
Yeah.
bears.
Where's his bag to put it in?
What's that?
And
Where's
where's
his
his
bag to
Charmin?
put it
Oh,
in?
yeah.
A bear was spotted in Darien and Vermont. Look, Darien and Barry. How do you say that?
Bari.
Bari.
Bari?
This was kind of a reach
What is
on
Barry?
wordplay. And
And tell us about this one.
that was Darien. There was a ongoing problem. There was a rash of burglaries in houses and cars, so they were just trying to stress the fact that people in town, please lock your cars in your homes when you go out.
Which we're still having to tell
I know.
people because those thefts are just
So
happening.
the bears
all
got
the
in on
time.
this, and
I like it. So just what do you think you're doing? Don't you read the news? It says bears are spotted in the area. A little more dad humor. We like it. And what about this one?
this was a bear in Shelton a few years back. It was stuck in a tree. They came and shot it with a tranquilizer
I
dart.
remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Never knew what happened to the bear.
Remember
but I
the
assume
photos of the bear in the bed of the truck
Yep.
tranquilized? Oh, and like the whole neighborhood was gathered around.
he's probably in a Russian circus somewhere dancing.
Oh, let's hope not.
Or a bag of dog food.
Riding a tricycle.
Yep.
All right, what about this one? Aspetuck Park?
They show movies during the spring and summertime outdoors, so I just had a little fun with the bear spotting in that town.
You
Walking
are a
across
bear enthusiast in these
I know.
cartoons. Oh, wait, this is different.
And finally,
What's
not
this one?
exactly a bear cartoon, but it mentions bears, and this was in Wilton Bulletin, so.
Oh, nice. What's next? And there's a little shark action, which we hope there are no sharks there.
Yep.
but-
In Merwin Meadows? That could be great. That'd be a good
That'd be
story.
a big story.
Yeah.
All right, Doug. Well, thanks so much.
Thank
I
you.
love bears, so I appreciate all the bear cartoons
No
this
problem.
week.